Different generations too.
That you gonna bring up old? You gonna bring up age, huh?
Turn it up
Okay.
just a little.
See, motherfuckers like you.
That's why we're here.
Motherfuckers like you.
Bring out, you know the credentials. Welcome to the mind of Horace Sanchez, nothing personal. Late night thoughts cut sharp like a journal. Real talk, raw talk. Still nothing personal. Welcome to nothing personal. With Horace Sanchez on a vocal. Deep
John,
Jorge,
what's up, brother? Good to see you again.
good old times.
Hey, man, the Men of Age of Attraction, season 1, huh?
I think the coolest part of this experience is the fact that we don't have to like each other. We don't have to be in LA right now together, but
Right.
we are. And the more people I've talked to in the industry, they say that this is rare.
It is,
We don't have to be here.
that part.
And that's fucking cool.
And we're going to address that because the relationships that we formed, you know, the funny thing is Age of Attraction is about the relationships with the women, but the men form such positive and dope friendships, brotherhoods that, it's long lasting, long. You know?
Different generations too.
That, you going to bring up old? You going to bring up age, huh? Okay. See, motherfuckers like you.
That's why we're here.
Motherfuckers like you. All right, so let's jump right into it, John. So obviously you had a different experience than some of the other men. I think you and Logan are the two that ended up dating older women, right? And so the caveat, like I was speaking with Derek earlier, the caveat, it's age-old polarizing issue is older men dating younger women. And as Derek had said, they're used to these old rich men with yachts and young women and all that stuff. And that's, deceiving. Well, the double standard is normally you don't find younger guys dating older women, right? So in your situation, how did that play out for you? And when I say how it played out for you, did you go into the show saying, I'm going to go and look for an older woman?
Yeah, I don't think I had any preconceived notion of what the strategy was necessarily. I was single. I thought, let me go meet a like-minded individual that we all have to be a little, not crazy, but a little spontaneous to go on a dating show. And the fact that we kind of knew the concept made me think, all right, I'm going in there and there's open-minded people there. So if I find my wife and she's 22, perfect. If I find my wife and she's 54, perfect. Genuinely did not have any thoughts, I'm looking for an older woman. I've dated older in the past, and that's, I'm not going to say I'm attracted to that or not attracted to that or go for that just strictly off the age. So no, I didn't go into it thinking, all right, I'm going to find an older woman and that's it.
That's interesting. I think it's interesting because I think for like as with Derek, and I know for me, when we spoke about it with him, is that it's not like I'm looking for a younger woman. I'm just going off what my attraction is, right? But a lot of times, for instance, Derek said he recognized, he knew Pfeiffer was younger, right? When you were talking to Theresa, you knew she was older, right? But what was it about her? What was it that made you say, okay, I'm interested?
I think only us will ever know that feeling of how chaotic it was, making a TV show. And I say making has like a negative connotation to it, but we were making a TV show. We were there to date. We were there to make friends and find our wives and, the females to find their husbands. But in such a chaotic environment, the fact that how maternal she was, to just see her in that environment, and it just like calmed me down. And that is what like made me think, holy shit, if this can work here, like in all this chaos, if she can level me out, that'd be cool to test in the real world. But that's the one thing that stuck out, just it's going to be a soundbite, but the maternal instinct and just like, Theresa's here, talk to her for 5 minutes and my day was better.
Interesting. So then when you say that maternal instinct, I get that. But when you say maternal instinct, sometimes you think, mom, maternal instinct. But you weren't saying like more of a, like, she's my mom, but I want you to just clarify that for me.
No, and I don't mean maternal instinct as in like caring for me, but just like that soothing, like, hey, everything's going to be fine. We have each other to in such a chaotic environment, just to like level me out. That's the only thing I can relate it to. Obviously it's not the best analogy.
No, it's your analogy. That's fine.
She just, it was just a sense of calmness that I looked forward to every day in such a chaotic environment.
Well, I mean, generally speaking, as men, we all look for peace, right? So I mean, that was your peace.
Yep.
So I think that there's nothing wrong with that. So your mother and father, are they close in age?
Yeah, like 4 months apart.
Wow,
Yeah.
4 months apart.
Yep.
So, two questions. Well, let me start with the first. What is your belief, or do you have a belief or philosophy as far as age in relationships? Like, so for me, age of attraction is right up my alley because for years I wasn't telling them my age. I didn't want you to know my age because I felt like if I told you my age, a younger woman, then now she's like, oh, we're not appropriate, which is bullshit. So, in my estimation, right? So, what philosophy did you have? Or is there a philosophy that you have as far as dating? Do you feel like, hey, somebody's too old or somebody's too young, or what is your philosophy?
Thanks to you, I learned a lot through this process. And thanks to this process, I learned a lot. I did not have any thoughts on, I guess I didn't look at age correlating with experiences because I'm X age and I've been through, 4 surgeries with baseball. I've been through other stuff, but my life's been pretty easy for a 27-year-old. My parents are married. I've had a very normal upbringing, very lucky. My sister's close to me. So my life's been pretty just simple. And there's other 27-year-olds out there that have had an absolute shitstorm of a life. There's other 14-year-olds that have had an absolute shitstorm of life. So what I can relate my 27 years here is just pretty normal. Going through this process made me realize that experiences matter. And the older someone is, does that mean they've had more chaos and more, trauma? Not necessarily. That being said, it's taught me that you need to take experiences into consideration because that's what molds all of us. That's what molds me. That's what molds you. So experiences matter.
When you you said you've dated older women before, women are older than you. Do you feel like when you're dating them that you're dealing with any of that trauma, or do you feel like it's been the same, young and older?
It's a double-edged sword, and I don't want to compare myself. I was talking to Derek about this last night. Like, comparison is the thief of joy, and I compare myself a lot in Miami. It's a very flashy, very, some big fish down there. And I'm not a finished product by any means. I want to get to that finish line. And the older I've gotten, the more I've enjoyed just being where I'm at because I'm not at the finish line. And I don't want a finished product. I want someone that I can kind of grow with. And I don't want someone who's out there to want a finished product because that's not me.
Right.
So, forgot where we were going with that.
No, you're talking about how the trauma, whether or not it affects.
So, yeah, like I said, comparison is the thief of joy. So if I'm fighting her ex-boyfriend, what happened in the past, everyone's got their issues, everyone's got their trauma and stuff. It forms us. So I think acknowledging what happened in the past is very important, not to poke open wounds and, relive the trauma, just to know what makes you tick. Why are you ticking like that? For me, I would consider myself anxiously attached, and I'm working on that because of baseball. Baseball was ripped away from my life like that. And I've gone into relationships, and I talked about that on the show, that I can't point fingers at my exes because I wasn't there emotionally. And that shaped me. And that's what's made me, I've been anxiously attached in the past. So knowing your partner's past can help you understand what makes you two compatible, not compatible. How do we make this work? And your past answers a lot of those questions.
So that's interesting. And I want to keep in that line of questioning because we see in the first 5 episodes, Theresa has had a lot of trauma, like with her brother. And she's had some, interesting things in life that she's overcome. And obviously, and you're dealing with her, those are things that you have to traverse, right? Did that ever give you cause for pause, like say, hey, I don't know if I want to deal with all this? Because, and like I was saying, maybe if you're dealing with someone younger, your age, they don't have all of that. Did that ever give you cause for pause, or did you feel like, hey, I don't mind that?
The show taught me a lot of how to just be vulnerable, and you have so little time, and it's one day in reality TV is 6 weeks really.
Right.
So it was weird being so vulnerable with someone and having someone be so vulnerable with you so quick. I mean, you don't talk about that shit for 6 months sometimes. You don't
Agreed.
talk about shit for a year.
True.
So it's a lot, but at the same time, it was weird at how just it flowed. And I don't know if we were being naive to the bubble. Hindsight's 2020. But in that moment, it was just easy. And I was like her rock to lean on. And I think she was a lot more emotional during the process. But it taught me a lot of tears and emotions used to scare the fuck out of me. And I sat there and just listened to her and hopefully helped her get through the process. And I think I did. But it taught me a lot about myself. If I can sit here, let you just express yourself, and I don't need to rebuttal. I can just sit here and listen to you.
Right.
And in the past, I haven't been able to do that. It's like freaked me out. Like, oh, emotions, crying,
Right.
like getting vulnerable.
Right.
And yeah, selfishly, I'm thankful for her. I'm thankful for this experience because it taught me a lot about myself.
Do you think, and I mean, I would imagine this could be an advantage for you with dating someone older. Do you think that you glean knowledge from her experiences? Like they always say, I'd rather learn from your experience than have to put my hand on the stove and burn myself. Do you feel like you learn more, like that there's some level of learning that you get from her that gleans over?
Yeah. I mean, credit to her. I've learned a lot from you. And I think males, we're all in this together, not to sound cheesy, but we're all trying to coexist. And, but males and females are totally different. We're wired different. Emotions are different. The way we think, what we need is different. So I think this experience has taught me a lot. And the cast, that's why I said us sitting here right now, we don't have to be doing this, but I think listening to the different age ranges on the show on the male side and just shooting the shit with you guys, that's taught me more and what not to do, what to do, how to navigate relationships, how to navigate, Theresa and I's conflict, and talking with you guys as boys club, as clubhouse talk.
True.
Had just
a lot of it.
Just the knowledge and the experiences will last forever.
So what would you say was the greatest challenge in your age gap relationship? So because everyone's going to have their difference. And that's something I wanted to ask Derek. I needed to ask him. What was the greatest challenge for you?
The greatest challenge for myself, I'm not going to speak for her. The greatest challenge for myself was I guess navigating our previous experiences and navigating my experiences and navigating my anxious attachment style, going all in. I went all in on baseball, and I don't want to be that guy that talks about baseball all the time, but I went all in on baseball, and it fucked up a lot of my previous relationships. So just going all in on the experience and saying, hey, let's give this, everything. Theresa was the only person I dated on the show, the only person I really talked to. And no complaints there, but I just went all in, and I'm proud of that. And I was vulnerable. I allowed myself to feel stuff I hadn't felt before. So that was pretty cool.
I think that, so first of all, there's nothing wrong with the baseball analogies because that's something that's very important to you as well. I love baseball, and I was very much played college ball, so we both have that similar experience. And I think there's a lot of parallels to life with baseball. That being said, I think that there's absolutely, I applaud you in that, because going all in, if you don't go all in and don't put everything you have in it, then when you walk away, you can't really say you had a good experience. You can't really say that you had the most thorough experience, in my estimation, because if you held back some, then maybe that little bit that you held back could have made the difference in the relationship. Yep. So I think that that's very important. The difference is, in a reality show, it's very difficult because there's a lot going on, and I think also what people don't realize from reality TV is your truncated experiences. It's not like you're just flowing organically. No, there's a lot
Cut,
more to
cut,
it. Right,
cut.
right. Stay away, hot, cold, bad, stay. So you can't really, it's very difficult. So to navigate that is important.
Yep.
I think that's a good. What do you think, if anything, did you learn about yourself? And this is important to me. What did you learn about yourself from this situation, from the Age of Attraction, from being in this show, from this experience with Theresa?
I learned I guess jump in, learn how to swim later. Because being able to do this now, I can do this. And I would consider myself an introverted extrovert, an extroverted introvert. Same thing, yeah. But if I want to talk, I can talk. But if I'm like overstimulated, my social battery runs out. So the fact that I didn't really ask many questions during the casting process, I was like, I'm going to go into this open-minded. And I remember I'm like, oh, we're going to go date, 20 women. What's the, paid vacation?
Sounds great.
Well, exactly.
Like
What could
right
go
in my
wrong?
alley.
I sit down for my first interview. There's cameras everywhere. I was like, holy fuck. I hate public speaking. I don't like talking on camera. I stutter. What did I get myself into? And day in, day out, 3, 4, 5 interviews a day, you just get used to it. Am I a great public speaker now? No, but I think just don't ask questions that are going to psych you out. Obviously, have them prepare, know what you need to succeed at whatever you're doing, whatever the test, the practice, the sales pitch at work. But don't ask questions that might freak you out, and it could be the best experience of your life.
Amen to that. So now let's get some little nitty gritty. You know what I mean? And I say nitty gritty, but so people looking at the show, they may say, come on now, John's a good looking dude, young. Not that Theresa's not attractive, because she is. But is he really, come on, seriously, is he really going to go after her when he could talk to a younger woman? What would be your response to that?
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll get that response. At least I'll probably get that response. I think vice versa for her. I'm sure she's not going to get praise. She didn't do it for the praise, but I'm sure she's going to be, oh, look at this young, hot guy. Like, good for her. I would tell people that you'll never be able to feel how I felt in this experience together. And that's what we're chasing. There's a clip of me saying, that's Theresa. If you could bottle it up and sell it, I would. Nobody can experience that. And you can say, oh, bullshit this, bullshit that. Nobody will be able to feel what I felt there. Nobody will be able to feel how you felt, the highs, the lows, the chaos. And yeah, you can be on reality TV. You can be around the cameras. You can try and date. But we all have different experiences. Some are in Tahiti, some are in Canada. So to people that are going to say, oh, he was doing it for TV. Oh, he was, why not, go out with Brenda? Why not go out with Chloe? Theresa made me feel safe. And the feeling is what I was chasing, and it felt great. It felt good. We had fun, and the chemistry was there. So long story short, nobody will be able to feel how I felt right there. And it sucks for them because it felt pretty good.
Amen to that. Stand 10 toes down on it. So no regrets. And I want you to be honest.
Yeah. No, I think the regrets in the experience, I did not have any regrets. I'm happy with how things went in the experience. It's very truncated. You see certain things, and then hindsight's 2020. But in the experience, I have no regrets. Do I regret some stuff that happened afterwards? Yeah. But in the experience, you're dating, it's 6 weeks, it's 2 months, it's quick. It's you get emotional quick, you get vulnerable quick, you rip the Band-Aid off quick. So you're kind of, and I don't have any regrets, but you are kind of, you're drinking from a fire hose. And how do you process this emotion? How do you process the kids coming? How do you process the past? How do you process the future? It's a lot. So yeah, I mean, we leaned on each other during the experience. But no, I have no regrets. I have no regrets at all.
Okay, so knowing what you know now, would you do it again?
I would 100% do it all over.
Really?
100%. And I would say that because of the growth I've made selfishly. You got to be selfish sometimes.
Right. No, I
and
understand.
I'm
Totally
proud of
understand.
myself for putting myself in this situation. Did I find my wife? No. I would 100% do it again because of this.
Okay.
And the camaraderie we've formed, the relationships that were formed. Yeah, 100% would do it again.
So has your opinion on age gap relationships changed? Would you, going forward, and obviously this won't air before, until after the finale, but has your opinion on age gap relationships changed? Would you date, per se, an older woman again? Would you, or would you think I'm going to stay closer to my age?
After Age of Attraction, my thoughts on age gap relationships hasn't changed, but I learned a lot about what comes with age and the experiences that come with age. I still do think age is just a number. I do, because there's, like I've said, there's 27-year-olds that have had a lot more tumultuous life than I have, and vice versa. You get where I'm going with that.
So now you've seen the first 5 episodes. Are you happy with how you're being portrayed?
I've seen the first 5 episodes of the show. Yeah, I'm ecstatic. I think I love cinematography. I love creating like content and stuff, and not for any specific reason, just because it's fun. I love, and you do it. You like directing. It's an art. It's an art.
It is.
Put music over it. It's fucking awesome. It gives me goose. I love going to the movies. So just seeing it play out on screen is super cool. And I know it's kind of tough reliving those emotions and feeling how I felt there, and then feeling, seeing it again is interesting. It's a weird experience. Imagine going and seeing all your dates from the past. Definitely a little surreal, but the first 5 episodes were funny. Cinematography was beautiful. The music was awesome. It was funny. It's like a rom-com. So I love the first 5 episodes.
Right. So because the audience doesn't know, obviously I know a lot about all, because we all share experience. What would you say that they don't see on camera that is truly what John is all about? If you had to say, well, if there was something I wish they knew, what would it be?
I think I've gotten, after the first 5 episodes have aired, I've gotten a lot of friends and family and people coming out of the woodwork saying, oh, you look like a natural. And I would think I'm the farthest from that. And you're going to be your worst critic, and you're going to think, oh, look at my belt there, look at my hair. But just how I'm portrayed on screen, everyone says I look you look like you're made for this. And like I said, we're making TV, but it's real emotions. You're dating, you're making friendships, you're making relationships. It's real emotion. We're still human. There's just cameras around us. So the fact that people think I look comfortable on screen is mind-blowing to me, because there were some times where I was like, what the fuck am I doing? So I think, to wrap that up, just put yourself in the situation, and you don't know what's going to come of it. Don't psych yourself out. Just go for it.
Okay. And keeping in line, nothing personal, that was a bullshit answer. What I'm asking you is, what do you feel that you wish that people maybe don't see on camera, that they did not see? That is truly John. I know things about you because we have built a rapport, but what don't they? Maybe a certain sensitivity. Is there anything that you feel, people see this image of me, and they see, like you said, I'm comfortable. But what they don't see is,
I think I'm portrayed on screen. I would consider myself pretty serious, but also I don't think my extremely funny, sarcastic, just joke around side was not portrayed.
I agree.
And, that's fine. I feel like I can do both. But I love shooting the shit with you guys. I don't think that was portrayed. I think, Theresa and I had some good banter, but I've had some people come out and say, oh, that side of you did not come out.
Agreed.
I guess I get that from my uncle. He's a sarcastic asshole of the family.
I would 100% agree that they don't see that the joking and jovial side of you. You know what I'm saying? And wrapping it up and keeping consistent with my nothing personal. You keep saying this Prince Harry shit when you really look like fucking Harry Potter. Can you stop with the fucking Why do you keep saying Prince Harry? Why do you keep saying you look like Prince Harry?
I say it because people say it to
Nothing
me.
personal.
Nothing personal. So people were complaining about how much I was blinking. So maybe I should have worn the Harry Potter glasses so my dry ass contacts couldn't fucking keep fucking blinking.
You do kind of look like one guy said Prince Harry and Carson Wentz, and I agree with him. But I'm like, fuck John. You look like Harry fucking Potter, man. But that's wrap it up, John. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, man. You're my brother for life.
Nothing personal.